Assalamu alaikum. In today's video I'm making red lentil chickpeas and spinach soup. So I have here 400 grams of chickpeas in a can or jar like this. I've got 2 cups, and I use the same cup always to measure stuff usually. I've got 2 cups of red lentils that I've washed, and I've changed the water about 4 or 5 times. I've washed it thoroughly, and it's just draining in a sieve. I have 400 grams of frozen spinach. I have 6 cloves of garlic, but 4 is enough. I have 2 medium onions. I have 1 green pepper. I have 100 grams of tomato paste. I'm going to add in only a pinch of black pepper. I've got this Bahrain curry powder. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of this. This is very similar to garam masala, or Somali hawaji is very similar to Somali hawaji as well. I'm going to add in 3/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm also going to put in about 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, and half a teaspoon I have in here of cumin or jeera powder. Okay, so I've got my pan on high heat, and I've got the 2 onions in here. I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to let the onions fry for about 3-4 minutes in the olive oil. Okay, it's been about 2-3 minutes with the onions frying, and I've put in here 2 tablespoons of butter. As this is like a vegetarian meal, you need a bit of fat in there. So I've put in 2 tablespoons of butter. Next to go in is the garlic that I've cut up and the green peppers. I'm going to put them in the pan now. I'm going to let them fry together for 3 minutes before adding in my spices. I've just added in a teaspoon of sugar. The only reason I put the sugar in is because I'm going to put tomato paste in here, and you need the sugar to balance out the tomato. Only a teaspoon of sugar, you won't be able to taste it later. Okay, I've just added in 2 chicken stock. At this moment I would also add in the salt, but my chicken stock is salty, so I'm not adding any salt. If your chicken stock or vegetable stock is not salty, you can add in around a teaspoon of salt. I think that's enough for this dish. Okay, next to go in is a pinch, literally just a few pinches of black pepper, like less than a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Next to go in is a bit more than half a teaspoon of cumin or jeera powder, a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Next to go in is about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of the Bahrain curry powder. I told you this is very similar to Somali hawaji, or if you can't find that, you can add in garam masala, about 2 teaspoons of that, or a bit more, a little bit more. Next to go in is 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Now mix in all the spices and let it fry in the oil and butter for a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. Next to go in is 2 teaspoons of ginger paste. 2 teaspoons. Mix that in thoroughly. Now if your spices ever start sticking to the bottom of the pan like they did for me, you just put in a little bit of warm water, hot water, and it'll come off straight away. Don't let it burn. If it starts sticking at the bottom, just put in a little bit of water. Okay, I've just added in my 100 grams of tomato paste, so you're going to mix this all together very well. I'm going to let this cook together for 2-3 minutes before adding in the boiling hot water. I also drained the chickpeas and I washed them thoroughly. I just drained them in the same sieve that I had the lentils in. So I'm going to put this all in together after I put the hot water in the pan. Okay, the tomatoes have been cooking for 2-3 minutes, and next I'm going to add in boiling hot water. I'm going to add in about 1 liter of boiling hot water, 1 liter. Next, I'm going to add in my lentils and my chickpeas. There's chickpeas and there's the lentils. I'm going to add it all together and mix it thoroughly. I've also added in my spinach. This is all on high heat, so you want to bring it to a boil before turning the heat down. So I'm going to bring this to a boil. I've added in the spinach and everything. So I'm going to bring this to a boil and then turn the heat down. Okay, once it starts bubbling up like this, you turn the heat down to medium-low, and you put the lid back on, and you let it cook for 20 minutes. After 10 minutes, you just stir it, make sure nothing is stuck to the bottom. But you basically leave the lid on for 20 minutes. You only stir halfway through. So now I'm going to put the lid on for 20 minutes. I'm going to stir halfway through, and this will be ready in 20 minutes. Okay, this has been cooking for 25 to 30 minutes in total. It's been simmering for the last 25 minutes. Now it's cooked. I'm going to turn the heat off. This is the final product. This is how it looks. It's very delicious and it smells amazing. Please like my videos and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.